Alright, guys, I guess we're back. People have lied to me and told me that servers were down. However, they came back up, so we're going to start this again, see how this goes, because why not? Loading into the game, paused, everybody see who connects and see who doesn't. Right now, we're just going to wait out this pause, um, see who connects, who doesn't connect, and if we actually do this, because I guess server
Definitely,
survives the downtime.
definitely, and hopefully we can get everyone back so we can see this game because this game was turning out to be really interesting. I was super excited to see how this would turn out.
Looks like we're just waiting on Conflict, who, before I started this back up again, was completely offline.
Definitely. Hopefully we can get Conflict back soon because this game must go on. We must see how this fair game turns out, as well as hopefully Sundown going down with his ADKO.
Yeah,
I'm
maybe if Kale finally loses this game, we will see an end to the cult following that he has gained, and maybe people will stop trolling their teammates with this.
definitely. It's from him being that shirtless KO main, dude. It's all about him just going shirtless all the time. Like no one can defeat his sexiness when he does that. It's a given. And apparently we're talking about Call of Duty players now, so yeah.
That being said, it is not the AD Kale that wins his games. It is the fact that he knows where to rotate and whatnot. His mechanics honestly aren't that amazing.
His game sense is though. His decision making is top of the line amazing. And that's what wins his games. He is smart for a reason, so to speak. Whereas if you look at someone, say, who's more mechanically based, like, even JC, let's just, for example, JC. JC is super mechanically based. You can see that with his skill, his more last game with his Morgana bindings. He was hitting practically all of them, not missing one of them.
I mean, you can't classify JC's gameplay down to just mechanics. He is a high diamond player. He does know those rotations that he needs to make. And you can see that when he jungles. When he jungles, he sets up the wards, he sets up the vision, and then he deals with it. He obviously does not just live up there on mechanics alone.
Oh, definitely. I was just giving it as an example. I didn't like mean anything by that to JC. I can't really think of anyone else to compare it to. Because JC's mechanics is really good. What do you value? Decision making or mechanics? What do you think is better?
Obviously, you need both to be good at the game. Me, I focused a lot of my league career on my mechanics, CSing, knowing when to trade, knowing when to just run away and leave your teammates for dead. Obviously, that last one's a bit more decision making. But again, I focused mostly on my mechanics, and I'm just now starting to work on my decision making. However, my favorite saying as an ADK main is let the support watch the map for you. If you die to a gank, remember, blame the support. It's their fault.
Coming as a support main, I totally disagree with
You
you.
would, because you're the support, and you clearly didn't do your job by not warding.
Oh, I see. It's not my fault that I face like I pinged you 20 times to go back. I see.
Well, yeah, because you should have been on voice chat and telling me to back off. Things are
Oh,
worthless.
okay. I see. I see.
I've been training my boy Plague to be a lot more vocal like that because he is the useless support that does nothing.
Ah, okay. I see. See, this is where I have a different opinion. Going back to the mechanics versus decision making. I think decision making is more important than mechanical based skill. Yes, you're gonna need to be good at mechanics to improve, but decision making is more so better. Say if you practice decision making over mechanics and you're just that can be a difference between silver and gold, so to speak. I think if you're better at decision making than mechanics, um, one could lead to gold while the other leads to silver. If you focus on mechanics and you're like the same like person, you're gonna get to silver. But if you're the same exact person and focus on decision making instead, you're gonna get to gold instead.
And that is honestly completely false because for your decision making to be any relevant at all, you need your teammates to follow you. And good luck getting anybody below gold 2 getting to follow you. You really need your mechanics to carry you out of there. Pause being unpaused. Hopefully, we will see the actual resume here. And no, right back into server delays.
Sure.
This is what I was trying to avoid. Wasting time on spectator delays. We just see people walking up. Hopefully the time resets and we get to actually see something, or the server's died again.
Looks like we're back into it.
Auto attacks on from Sunny onto Rising Dawn. However, the ultimates from both of them being thrown out. Rising Dawn flash slows, Q's, picks up the kill onto Sundown. Lag, obviously the reason. Spectator being a bit laggy. Hopefully that goes away soon. Ryva now a kill down in this bot lane, and also half the CS of Arise.
If I remember correctly, that Lucian lane was giving them a lot of trouble earlier on, but now we can see that Rise and Thresh are ahead in levels, and now they're doing that dragon. They will be able to get this, but it looks like Zillio's going to try to cut them off. Him being level 5, he does not have his ultimate. They will pick up that dragon, but
Conflict's
will they...
gonna go down to JC. J King also getting locked up. Lucian picking up the kill with one last auto attack. 2 kills for the dragon. I'd almost call it worth.
Totally worth. That's totally GG now since they got that dragon, obviously.
Ignis Frame missing his knockup, however, popping the ultimate, still able to pick up the kill. Sundown not getting the blue buff. Zillio's gonna keep that one. Gonna give his jungle clear a bit more worth.
Definitely. If we look at top lane with Ignis, he's trying to get this tower down quickly. We'll get this tower for sure. I think.
And Sundown just gonna try and mindlessly push this wave out. It does leave him open to ganks, and he doesn't have any vision available to protect him from them.
Oh, he needs to get a pink ward down somewhere. Actually, he has a pink ward. He has a pink ward on up a jungle, so that will give him a little bit of vision. But not much. And he did just ward bottom side.
Rising Dawn getting his blue buff, gonna make Sunny's life really unfortunate. Syndra being able to throw out those Qs, throw out those stuns and slows, really causes a lot of problems for other laners.
Definitely. I'm actually hoping Rising is able to get a pick off on Sun now. I'm that much of a biased bastard, I guess.
Arise getting slowed up, JC forcing the flag out of conflict. Ryva underestimating his attack range when he dashed in there. Hooking, landing onto Ryva at 90 caliber net also. However, the giant growth coming out from JC is going to keep him alive. Sunny down, getting locked up by the stun, the ultimate being forced out. Ignite, ultimate from Rising Dawn, J King being super greedy, going down for it
And
anyway.
Slushy is going to be going down too. He pops down that equalizer, but Ignis is going to chase. Ignis's jump is on cooldown for a few more seconds. We will see him jump and try to get a kill on Slushy.
Ignis knows he's going to get this kill. It's only a matter of time. Picks it up, moves on. Going to farm out the rest of that wave. The box coming out from Conflict flashes the piercing light. JC's gonna go down to the last tower shot there. Flash wasted anyway. Ryva picking up the kill, however.
Definitely. And Ignis is going to continue to push out, but will he pay for it? He sees the J4. Is he going to fight this?
He finds
yes,
Zilio, but Zilio's 2 levels down. Yes, Rumble's here, but Rumble's 3 levels down. The Ignite coming out is going to pick up the kill onto Zilio.
He still has passive. He can still go on in this Rumble.
He could try and fight Rumble, but he sees that Sundown's AFK. I mean, not AFK. MIA. Gonna lose his pink ward for it, but he stays alive just a bit longer. He's gonna be able to base. Almost pick up. Actually, he's gonna be able to pick up that Blade of the Ruined King. Just gives him so much more lane pressure, and really he can kill his Rumble whenever he wants. 1 second, guys. Trying to fix the lag. Not gonna miss much of anything. Both teams are just sort of farming it out. Ryva still behind. So Ryva actually coming back and picking up the lead in CS here. Ignis is still just pushing out this top lane. JC clearing out that bush ward, wants to be able to get Zilio in here. Slow down on the conflict, however. J King finds Ryva. Wild Growth coming out. The culling picking up the kill on the conflict. J King getting the invisibility and is going to be able to get away. Flash from Sundown is going to keep Slushy alive for a second longer. The ultimate from Slushy and the passive from Ignis going to keep him alive just a bit longer. Goes down anyway. Rising Dawn biting off way more than he can chew. Zilio's going to pick up this kill. Maybe Ignite and Ultimate onto Rival is going to kill him, however. Heal popped and actually going to save his life. Blue buff once again going over to Zilio. Sundown taking Wraith camps because he doesn't like his jump there. And this Rumble's really not having a good time. He has half the CS that Ignis does, and he's not even really completed an item. He picked up the arm guard to sort of try and balance out against the auto attack damage from Ignis, but doesn't have any damage to back it up. Jade King and Conflict are going to start up this dragon. Red team doesn't have any vision on the pit itself, but they notice that blue team's bot lane is missing, however, not in time. Dragon going to go over to blue team. Ignis, without his passive, might be a little bit more wary. Jumps in onto Slushy, gets picked up by Zilio. A great Cataclysm combo, though, onto the Rumble ultimate. Teleport from Sundown coming down, box coming out immediately, however, Sundown's going to pick up the kill onto Conflict. JC eating a couple tower shots and a Piltover Peacemaker for his troubles, however, Ryva picking up the tower. Syndra on her way down, might find somebody, might also get caught out. JC putting a ward in that tri-push, trying to keep his laner safe. And now Syndra's in a bit of a predicament. They find J King's red buff completely unguarded, however, JC's gonna go down. Ryva's still gonna keep the blue buff down. Red buff. J King, however, wants it. Gets the dash out of Ryva. And Ignis is just going to try and kill Slushy. He sees him almost on overheat, gets overheated and silenced. And now this is a free reign auto attack. The Blade of the Ruin King coming out of Ignis, slow coming out too. He's going to have his jump in a second. Jump misses, Ignite coming out, slow hitting, and that's going to be another kill for Ignis. Sundown's tower, having gone down, doesn't really worry about the lane so much, busy taking raids. He is, however, going to be able to clear out this wave real quick. Then he's going to base and pick up his Cutlass and try and do something with that. Ryva coming back into this lane with red buff and the wild growth available. Could be trouble for Caitlyn and Thresh. J-King on this top lane all by himself though. Half health by Zilio's Jarvan, taken down just almost immediately. A good Cataclysm combo from Zilio and Shy Slushy. Get the passive frog onto Ignis. And Sundown comes up for the party.
Definitely, and I apologize about that. My stuff is fake.
Mumble has been having issues for a while now.
But I am back for good.
JC
Right?
finding a pink ward. Gonna clear that out real quick. Rising Dawn wants to kill Sundown. Sundown has his ultimate available though.
Definitely, he will not. But Sundown is low on mana, so we will see if he can stay and put pressure, or if he will have to be recalled back. Because Rising Dawn is full mana. He can pressure Sundown out of the lane. It does look like Sundown will go back.
JC wants to pick up a slow here, but the Lantern getting a rise way far away. Slow landing anyway, and nothing for Zilio to do here.
Definitely, and as we can see, Red Team is warding the top jungle extensively, while still Blue Team has wards deep in that said jungle as well. They will know when Blue Team invades them. They will also know where Blue Team will know where Red Team is if they ever go to top lane. That will cause a lot of pressure for bot lane if they see someone on top side jungle doing like raids.
J King getting that pink ward, however, Cataclysm gets the flash out and the ultimate. Now they're going to work on this mid lane tower. Rising Dawn trying to do some poke, however, Ignis wants this top lane tower, and not much Rumble can do to stop him.
Ignis is just 2 ahead, being 6-3 with his Bladed Root King already, and even a Spectral Crowd. Rumble's not going to be able to do anything soon. They will need to bring more people top lane, which is what they're doing. But Ignis will be able to even 1v2 people right now as Aatrox with that Blade of the Root King. No one's going to be able to really stop him. It's like a trend in here. streak. Just be able to continually split push for days without dying.
Caitlyn, 30 CS down, is able to pick up some free farm in this bot lane. It's going to be free gold until she hits that tower, and then she's probably going to get the attention of somebody. Ignis in this top lane going to sustain up off these minions. However, he knows Lucian's there in the Triber, so he's just going to sort of back off and wait for J King maybe to come up.
Definitely, and Rise is going to get this bot tower. No one's going to be there to defend it whatsoever. J4 is going to try, but he will not be able to reach there in time.
J King sees Lucian leave, jumps right immediately onto Slushy. He has the backup of J King. J King getting isolated damage down, gets the flash, however. Cullen coming out, not picking up the kill. J King misses his Void Spikes, but Rising Dawn's here. Flash from Ryva, flash from Rising Dawn. They keep trying to get this kill, and he just keeps dodging everything. However, one last Q from Rising Dawn picks up the kill.
And actually, Sundal is going to try to go for this tower. He is AD so he will most definitely get it. Rising will not be able to stop him, but bot lane is going in to try to get the kill on Sundown.
Sundown is going to have to wait at least one more wave for the tower. Turns directly onto Arise and Conflict. The heal and the exhaust coming out, keeping Arise alive. Sundown, however, eating the wild growth. Cataclysm onto Rising Dawn. Double kill for ADK. And that will be the tower.
Unless Ignis does something really fancy here, they will be... Yep, it is done. Now, even though Ignis has all these kills, Purple Team is ahead. They're even in gold. They actually no, Blue Team has more towers. What am I saying?
Gold being completely even across the board. The towers are being equaled out by really the CS advantages gained in the bot and mid lane.
The Dragon is up though. We will see it being contested momentarily. Or will we see a Baron contest? Although I really doubt it. It is warded, so yeah.
Ignis has his passive up again, going around the wind, trying to check if this red buff's available, puts a ward down, trying to get these deep wards so that he'll know when someone comes for him. J King finds a ward with his pink. JC getting wards down to know who's where.
J King will see them though with his W, as W I believe does give sight now for Kha'Zix.
Hook on Zillia, Void Spikes coming in, isolated Q damage. J King picking up the kill. Sundown teleporting in, flashing in, trying to burst Arise down, however getting flayed back. The box coming up, hooked into it. He is going to pick up the kill on the Conflict. However, J King runs down onto Ryva. Ryva getting wild growth. JC going down also. JC picking up kills, not like that. Sundown, however, lots of
That is almost an ace. Arise sure is barely living, but we do see Ignis pushing out this top lane. He will get this tower for sure. And they are going to get this dragon bot lane.
He will turn on to Slushy afterwards. Silence himself. Blade coming out. Free kill just about. The slow from the Electro Harpoons being enough for now. However, these minions might have something to say with it. I'm not sure Ignis can catch him.
He will not be able to catch him. He is out of that range unless he gets that slow off, but he will miss. KO!
He's gonna try and meet up with Sunny D, and he does. Really good escape by Shy.
Really, really good escape. I thought he was dead for sure. I don't know how he got away. That was a really good escape from Slushy. And actually, if we, well, never mind. If we do notice, so, Purple Team's jungle is completely warded. Blue Team has complete sight in that jungle, especially in top side. They could sneak a Baron if they wanted to, actually, because they do have that pink ward down. There would be no contention from it because they have no sight in that Baron pit. It's definitely something to think about for Blue Team. Because if the Kha'Zix damage on Rise is Caitlyn's damage, they can down that Baron relatively quickly.
That being said, if they do get caught, it would be disastrous. Between the Equalizer, the ED and the Jarvan Cataclysm, once they went in, there would be no leaving.
Definitely, definitely. They don't have any wards in that Baron pit. So they could sneak it out with the amount of damage they have with Aatrox, Kha'Zix, and Caitlyn.
JC getting a slowdown, eating a poke of a Peacemaker for his troubles. Sundown dodging out these Dark Spheres.
And it looks like they will be just doing their blue buff. That goes to the J4. And honestly,
Talisman being popped by Conflict, and he's forced to flash away from Sunny D. However, stun down on the Riva. Riva gets instantly deleted. 1-for-1 so far. However, Slushy's in a bad situation again. Can he escape a second time? I'm not sure. Gets knocked up, and no, he cannot. However, Rising Dawn, bit caught out. Good stun down. Slow coming out, but he's still slowed. Cataclysm from Zilio picks up the kill. J King, does he want this? Jumps in, instantly knocked up by the Wild Growth and the intervention from Sundown's Kale. That is going to be tower number 2.
Zilio just Michael Jordan rising there. Getting that dunk on, he was basically into Space Jam.
Ignis now wants a piece, throwing out the slow onto Sundown. Sundown speeding himself up, however. Not sure what they're going to get done here. He is just going to get poked out, trying to jump away. Doesn't want to go in aggressively. Ward being cleared out by JC. Hook onto Zilio. Auto attack, and that's going to be the end of it. They don't want to go into Sundown's KO.
Not at all. It is a scary amount of survivability with her ultimate.
With the ultimate being 3 and on a really, really short cooldown. It's basically up every time a fight starts, and it is such a fight changer that really it needs a nerf.
Really? I mean, it did get nerfed recently is the thing. But
And yet it is still an 80-second cooldown for free, and it prevents all damage being done to you. Conflict coming up to join the Feed Fest onto Shy. Just wants to be a part of the friends. Sundown getting slowed up and stunned, however. He has his ultimate available, so no threat. Rising Dawn needs to get a lot more poke down before he's forcing his ultimate out. There's the ultimate, instantly blown up by an auto attack.
definitely.
Got a lucky crit from the Infinity Edge.
As we just saw in that ping, they know that Lucy and Lulu are bot lane. They can't get the top in if they actually did want it to pressure, but it doesn't look like they will.
Heal being burned by Arise, still getting taken out by the Lucian Lulu combo. Zilio going 1v1 with J King, however Kha'Zix is the god of the jungle currently and picks up the kill for free.
Definitely, definitely. And that tower will go down by JC and Rivera. Will Thresh do anything fancy here? Mr. Threshy Feast.
Just gonna clear out a ward and wait for Syndra to come up and get some damage there. However, Rival finds some people. He's just gonna turn onto JC, slow coming down, knockup coming out. JC's gonna flash over the wall, and Ignis gets a talisman, but will he be able to catch up? JC's gonna try and run back and juke him out. They're just gonna collapse on him. However, slow coming out, auto attack once, twice, goes down to J King.
Sundown's just gonna. What is Sundown doing? Just farming between the towers.
He's just farming between the towers, hoping to steal farm away from Rumble, who's already behind.
He's actually gonna steal blue buff.
Really, Rumble is just here for the ultimate at this point.
Which is fine. I think Sundown's trying to find some sticks, which he thought he found, but is now gonna get cut off instead, possibly. He is in between everyone. team has warded Baron completely, so purple cannot get there right now. Need to deward these pink wards especially.
However, that top tower finally going down to Shy. Really far behind. They go to check the dragon, and blue team has already taken it.
They absolutely have.
Stun misses on the JC. Slow gonna land on the Rising Dawn. Takes the Thresh Express. Dodges out the Flag and Drag combo. That stun, however, landed on the JC. Ultimate intervention and wild growth coming in. Sundown getting blown up by Ignis though. Lulu and Riva also going down in the process. J4 popping the ultimate of Ignis, however, now Brumble's left all alone. Gets popped up and hit by a Dark Sphere. That is going to be an ace.
They will get the towers. They are too low to do Baron though, unfortunately.
However, they have to wait on this minion wave before they can really do much of anything.
Actually, they could Baron right now. Ignis is pretty healthy enough to tank it. So they may decide to Baron after this tower. No, they're just going to go for in-hit tower instead, which is fine.
I mean, towers are lasting. Baron is only for a little bit. If they can get the in-hit now, then they can really pressure Baron later on.
Which is perfectly reasonable and understandable. They will get this in-hit, surprisingly. That is a lot of damage.
I mean, Arise does have her 2-point power point. J King having both penetration items, and Ignis with the Blade of the Ruined King putting out lots of damage.
They could probably actually do Baron in less than 4 seconds with their team composition right now. It looks like
Red team just gonna rush that Baron, getting caught out by a pink ward though. I don't think they have the time currently. They might just be clearing out wards. However, Sundown thinks he can do it. Is just gonna walk right in there. And actually, this Baron's going down really fast.
KO passive, it makes Baron go down really quickly, especially when they have that Lucy in there as well.
And now blue team's a bit out of position. A great 4-man stun. The ultimate from Rubble, however, jumping down. Jarvan throwing out the Cataclysm, goes down anyway. Lots of AoE. Conflict just barely surviving, getting culled down. J King, bit out of position, eats the culling again. Triple kill for Riva. Shy, really just hanging out by the skin of his teeth, and Rising Dawn, the only one left alive for his team because he was on the other side of the wall. However, super minions in this mid lane.
And we can just see how powerful that Lucian is there, with getting full calling shots on the entire enemy team. Even though Rising Dawn was able to get that 4-man stun, as well as Aatrox that knock up as well. Ignis was so fed, yet just the dominance of the calling really just showed like that Baron advantage with Yamu's Ghostblade calling. It really shows how powerful Lucian is, Doctor.
Yeah, I mean, Lucian with the Ghostblade, with the Triforce Infinity Edge, putting out lots of damage on each one of those killing shots, and the fact that they were trained into such a tiny corridor just let every shot count. And that was along with Equalizer right where people wanted to be, and that just shows the AoE team comp that they have set up for themselves.
Definitely. The inhibitor is still down low. They have a ward in their base. We will see what they will try to do. Looks like I don't know what they're doing right now. They're a little bit split. I think they're gonna push mid a little bit with their supers.
Blue team wants to group up, push down this middle, trying to force the fight with Baron really only being on Riva and Shy. Sunny pushed out the bot wave a little bit. They're gonna check for buffs in around the bottom jungle. They're gonna find a ward, clear that out real quick, and see if they can't do something with this bot lane.
I think that's the best decision right now, Doctor. Clearing out every single ward in the jungle. That's gonna allow them to get picks off with their mobility. Plus they have an inhibitor down, so purple team will be pressured right now to do something. And it looks like they are gonna try to get Ignis right now with their mobility.
That inhibitor is spawning in any second. You can see that this last wave doesn't have a super minion in it. Ignis, with his passive up, is going to want to fight, but they want these buffs to fall off of Ryva. The blue buff already being gone, Baron not long for this world. Hopefully they can pick a fight soon.
Definitely, definitely. I just want to like show us notice, like, look at how many wards that red team has compared to blue team over here. It's just one sided. Red team has full map control while blue team only has a little bit of control on the blue buff of red team. It's really not enough. Blue team needs to get more wards, otherwise they will lose control of this map, which they already have. And because of that, purple team is just going to push out because they have this full map control of all the wards they have down.
A great stun on the JC, followed by a filter of a Peacemaker, takes him to half health. They want to clear out this wave, but really, Sundown's their biggest wave clear asset right now.
Definitely, definitely. And that Baron buff is almost gone now. That Baron will come up in 3 minutes. Right now they will do Dragon now.
Dragon Life, blue team's just going to run right down this mid lane, take that inhibitor again, and trading Dragon for inhibitor is not really worth it.
However, they're actually going to try to get behind them and cut them off.
This is going to force blue team deeper into red team's base, and it could force a game-ending fight. However, no Baron buff. This great stun onto JC, force him to have health. Iron Solar popping out, instant Whimsy onto Ignis. Great equalizer and Cataclysm combo. Sundown getting locked up by Conflict, however. Slushy getting the Zonias out, and now he's probably going to go down. Jump over, hook, great hook by Conflict, keeping him alive. Zilio going down, however, Lucian's the only one left alive, and really this is game. Arise being the only one to go down, with Ignis Frey being healthy and Conflict, and J King all being healthy. With the fresh mini wave coming in now, they don't have to worry about anybody for 15 seconds.
I know, and that also has a siege tank, so unless Rava can do something super fancy here, this will go be game.
The box is still available for Conflict. Rava wants to clear out these waves, however, Ryva gets ISO damage, and instead of focusing on this tower, J King's going for kills. JC picking up 1 kill, JC picking up 2, on top of Ignis picking up the inhibitor. Almost, not quite enough from Ryva, going down to the Nexus game. Good game. Unfortunately, we had some issues with Spectator.
Unfortunately. But that was quite the fun game.
Yeah, definitely fun to see Sundown lose for whatever reason when he's not on my team. But still, he played really well. We did get to see the power of the AD Kale. And looking at the gold chart, it's just gold going up and then coming back down for every point in the game. We see purple had it for the first 5 minutes or so, and then blue was able to pick up a set of kills, a dragon, and a tower. So they were in control for the most part of the game. However, picking up a dragon and a tower set purple team skyrocketing down to where they just picked up tower after tower after tower. And blue team lost the Baron, although they spiked a bit of gold taking out the tower and inhibitor.
Definitely.
Even with the gold lead, blue team was able to pick it up and finish out the game.
Of course, and really what kept blue team in that game, as you saw early on, they were struggling a little bit, was Ignis. Ignis was able, as we predicted earlier, dominate this rumble with his Pierce, Sustain, and Poke. Because of that, he went 14-4 and 7, was able to theoretically 1v3 the enemy team. He was more so able to just cause enough pressure that his teammates was able to recover. And because of that, they were able to push down to inhib, and as well as basically win almost every team fight late game. With that one hiccup in their jungle where Lucian was able to get full calling off the whole team.
Yeah, I mean, the power of the 80 Kale is actually the most damage on his team. Not by much, but it still counts. However, he was decimated in damage by Ignis's Aatrox. Really a strong split pusher there. Gold earned between the top three being Aatrox, Kale, and Lucian. Really minuscule. Kale only beat Aatrox out by 8 gold, and Lucian only having 23 more than the Kale. Uh, really interesting to see that they were that close.
I mean, Sundown did have 46 more CS than the Aatrox.
And to be
So
only ahead by 8 gold due to kills and global objectives is pretty big.
most definitely is. And actually, if we can see how many dragons went in whose favor, that would be pretty interesting. We see that 3 dragons went into the favor of blue team, and only 2 dragons went into the favor of purple team. Whereas purple got 1 Baron and blue did not. You can see that the gold was really, actually, if we look at it, the gold wasn't in favor of purple team. Purple team had more global gold than blue team. That goes to show you, even if you're behind in gold, you can still win a game like that.
Yeah, and a big factor of that is blue team got the early dragons, purple team got the later dragons. Dragon obviously leveling up as the game goes on, giving more gold and experience. However, one of them is less useful than the other by that time. Really well played by both teams. We had the little hiccup where we did shut down the stream thinking that servers were dead. However, this is actually the end, the final end of tonight's ADL. We played our second game to the end. So thank you again, Binky, for coming here, showing up, casting with me. And again, check out all the other programs that vVv Gaming has going on this week.
Would you like to give a little recap of what they are?
Um, Recap, they are the Wednesday night, we have the ranked fives with Sundown, where we get to create a ranked team, hang out, and sort of do the provisionals to see if we can get something done. Thursday nights, we have our Adopt a Noob program, where people show up and they'll sort of be paired with a teacher slash student, whichever is available, and sort of help each other work through the game. Find out something that you might not be the best at, say it's CSing, say it's warding, something like that. You can talk about it, maybe play a game, a normal game, see where things are going wrong, and help yourselves out with that. And then Friday night, we come back together for another night of ADL. However, Thursday morning, vVv Plague and I will be here for a Worlds viewing party. Feel free to come hang out with our sleep-deprived selves. It is usually a good time.
Most definitely, most definitely. And if you were interested in tonight's ADL, ADLs are always Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays at 9 o'clock Eastern Time.
Very well said. Also, good night, people. Have a good night, and do better than we do for most aspects of life. Hopefully, we'll see you all later this week.